So it is day 17, right? Day 17 today. Day 17 in Algebra 2. And it is Monday, November 3rd. Crazy, we're in November. Be Christmas before you know it.
I'm excited. I didn't feel like I felt Halloweeny, but I didn't feel as Halloweeny as I wanted to. So now
Right.
I'm gonna make an extra effort for Christmas.
I'm more of a Christmas girl anyway.
As I'm getting older, I think I'm turning into more Christmas girl.
Right.
But I'm so spooky.
Yes. Okay. So, again, we are beginning Unit 3 today. This is new stuff. And this unit is all about something called absolute value. So, absolute value is something that a lot of times you may have this actually introduced to you like as low as maybe 5th grade, the concept itself. This is something that you might have heard of before. Does anybody in this room know what absolute value is, or have you heard of this before?
I've heard of it, but I can't remember.
Heard of it? Can't remember?
Yeah.
Everybody else kind of feel that way? Maybe you've heard of it, but you don't remember what it is? Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm highlighting this word absolute value, and I'm going to give you a definition for it. So absolute value is defined as the distance. So I'm going to write that here. The distance from 0 number. Absolute value is the distance from 0 on a number line. Something that is special about absolute value is that it is, next thing you write this, always positive. Always positive. Every single time. Let me pause this real quick. So, one of my favorite ways to explain absolute value is by actually looking at a number line. So, what I'm going to do is take a sticky note and I'm going to draw a number line. And if any of you need more sticky notes at your tables, just let me know if you're wanting to do this with me. So, here's a sticky note. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by drawing a line like this with arrows on each end. And right in the middle of the line, we're going to put a tick mark and we're going to put 0. To the right of 0, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. To the left of 0, we'll go the opposite way with -1, -2, -3, -4. But my negative sign's kind of low. I don't know why I did that. It came out a little funny. Sorry, guys. Those are negative numbers. My 0. And we're going to use this number line to help us fill out these 3 problems down below here. This is a problem. My heart.
I thought it was the rest.
Like, has it finally come? Is it happening on Monday?
Sorry, that's my notification, but technically it is Godzilla Day. So
Yes, it is. November 3rd. I love it. Okay, so right below this definition, we have 4 and then 2 straight lines up and down. These bars mean absolute value. These are absolute value bars. So the way that I would say this problem is, what is the absolute value of 4? That's what this question is asking. So what I'll do is I'm going to find 4 on my number line. That's right here. So here's 4. And let's find the distance from 0. So I'll just count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what is the absolute value of 4?
0.
How many spaces did we go? 4. Yeah. So the absolute value of positive 4 is positive 4. It's always positive. So positive 4.
Oh, I remember this now.
Yeah, it might start to come back to you.
I thought I heard 0.
That's okay.
Monday.
So now we know that the absolute value of 4 is 4. Let's look at the absolute value of negative 4 right here. So I'm going to go to my number line and find negative 4, which is on the left side.
It'd be the same.
It's going to be the same thing, y'all. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, negative 4 is 4 spaces away from 0. So what is the absolute value of negative 4?
4.
4. Positive. Absolute value is always positive.
I think I kind of remember this.
Yeah. So doesn't matter whether that number is negative inside the bars or positive inside the bars. The answer is positive. Absolute value is always positive. But now let's look at this. I have negative absolute value of negative 4. So whenever we have something like this, we want to think back to the order of operations. Okay. Now, if you do not recall order of operations, I'm going to have you write it out to the side on this paper because we're going to use it quite a bit today. The order of operations, remember that just tells you what do you do first in a math problem? What do you do second, third, fourth, fifth? And that is P, E, M, D, A, S. This is your PEMDAS. PEMDAS. Yes. So P stands for parentheses or grouping symbols. So that could be parentheses. That could be brackets. That could be absolute value bars. So I'm going to put little X's inside of these. That means absolute value bars, we use them like we do parentheses. It's like the same thing, except for parentheses don't make numbers positive. The absolute value bars do. After parentheses, the E, what does that stand for? Exponents. That's like our squared or cubed or things like that. Next, I have M and D. I'm going to put these together. What are M and D for? Multiply and divide, multiplication and division. And we do this in order from left to right, the way that we read from left to right. That doesn't mean that we have to do multiplication first. This is multiplication and division in order from whichever one comes first. So I'm going to put times and divide. I'll put an arrow to show we're doing it from left to right. To right. And then last but not least, we have A and S.
And subtract.
Add and subtract. This is just like the multiplication and division, where we're not going to do the addition first just because A comes first. We're going to do whichever one comes first in the problem, addition and subtraction. So plus slash minus for add and subtract. This is also from left to right. So here's our little review on the order of operations on PEMDAS.
Okay.
So we want to use PEMDAS to help us with this last thing up here, where I have -4 in absolute value bars, and then there's another negative outside of that. So I have grouping symbols. P, parentheses, absolute value bars are like parentheses. So that means we need to look at the absolute value of -4 first. And then we can look at the negative on the outside. So we actually just answered that on the previous question right here. Let me zoom in again. First, we want to find what is the absolute value of -4. It's 4, positive 4.
So we always want to do that first.
Yes, always do this first. So I'm going to put this here and show we're going to do that first. The absolute value of -4 is positive 4. What is left to bring down or bring over?
The subtraction sign.
That subtraction symbol, the negative sign. So because we did the absolute value, that's done. We also need to look at that negative and bring it over. This is the only time that you'll get a negative answer with absolute value, is if there's a negative sign outside the bars. It gets added on at the end. This is what your calculator does whenever you type in a negative number squared. It squares the number first, remember? And then it puts that negative on, and that's why you'll get a negative answer. Same thing here. So I'm going to move this to the side. And we're going to use this information to help us with kind of the next step here in our notes. So what it says on the next section is evaluate an expression. First of all, don't let these words scare you. This basically just means plug a number in for X and then simplify using PEMDAS. An expression just means there's no equal sign. We're not solving. They're going to give us the X value. We don't have to find X. So, we've got copies of this right up here. So what we're going to do is look at these 3 steps here. It says, step 1, substitute the value for the variable. So in this expression, it says X equals -2. That's the value, right? So what I'm going to do in step 1 is take that -2 and substitute it with the X's. So right now, we're going to do that. I'm going to write down this problem, but instead of X, what am I writing? 2, -2. So I'm going to bring everything down nice and clear. 2. I make my absolute value bar really big so I don't confuse it for a 1. Absolute value. 3 minus, then I'm going to plug in my X. And then there's an absolute value. So what are we putting instead of that X? -2. Good. Okay. What else needs to come down?
The added addition sign.
Yep, addition sign.
Absolute value again of -2.
Yes, absolute value again of -2. Plugging in -2 for X. Okay. So I brought everything down.
That time you.
So that was step 1. Substitute the value for the variable. We just did that. Done. So step 2 says, says simplify the absolute values. So what that means is now we want to look at the absolute value bars and let's see what we have. I have an absolute value bar right here in front of 3. And then I have another one here after the -2. So let's look at this first. This is what's inside the absolute value bars. I'm going to ignore those bars and solve the problem inside. So I have 3 minus -2.
Five.
Yes. It'll give you 5. Remember, the minus negative, those 2 negatives become positive plus. So really, this is like 3 plus 2. And 3 plus 2 is 5. Yes. Okay, so I've just simplified. 3 minus -2 is 5. What comes down?
The 2.
In the
No.
This one or that?
No.
First 2. Okay, so there's still a 2 right here. And there's still
Absolute value.
absolute value bars.
And the addition sign again.
Addition sign.
And -2.
-2, yes. Now, we've simplified this absolute value part with the 3 minus -2. We got it to 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. Right here, this is plus the absolute value of -2. Could we go ahead and find that? What is the absolute value of -2? 2. It's positive 2. -2 is 2 away from 0. So, what if I just got rid of the absolute value bars and brought down 2? Because I know that the absolute value of -2 is positive 2, right?
Okay, why? Because the negative, positive sign and a negative sign.
So this doesn't have anything to do with the signs. This has to do with there is absolute value bars.
Okay.
And I know that this means it's asking me what is the absolute value of -2. So I know that that means how far away is it from 0? -2 is 2 spaces away from 0. So it's positive 2 that I bring down.
Oh, okay. From
like you
here.
did up top.
Yes, just like, yes, exactly. You can always go back to your number line and double check. So I got rid of the bars because I started with my -2. And I said 1, 2. Oh, it's 2. So I brought down 2. Okay. So now I have 2 absolute value of 5 plus 2. There's just one absolute value part left. So let's do that. What's the absolute value of positive 5?
Would it still be +5?
Yeah.
It would still be positive 5. Yes, yes.
Bar would be.
And the bars would go away because the absolute value of 5 is 5. Now, what on earth happens with this 2 outside of this 5?
Multiply,
you-
right?
Yes. Remember, absolute value bars are a lot like parentheses. If you have a number outside of a number in parentheses, we distribute, we multiply. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting rid of these bars
Right.
because we found the absolute value of 5. It's 5.
I was gonna ask you, did we bring that down again?
Yes, we're going to bring that down, bring the 2 down.
And you're gonna put it in that because that means the times.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Ten.
Yes, so 2 times 5 is 10.
Cross that out.
Mm-hmm.
Then bring the plus sign down in 2.
Bring plus sign down to
12.
10 plus 2 is 12. And that is our answer. Uh-huh.
That's an easy piece. Right?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, and so that was step 3. We just simplify the expression. which is where we use PEMDAS. Very nice. All right. So that's our first example of plugging in a number and evaluating an expression with absolute value. So what we're going to do next is we're going to scoop the paper down and we're going to look at these next 4 examples here. And we're going to use the values they give us. Now, before I move this down, does anybody still need to see this? I can wait a minute. Anybody? 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 Okay. Yes?
Right. See the top row?
Yeah, yeah. Here. Let me make it not blurry. There we go. There's that whole top half if anybody needs it. I'll pause it for just a minute here. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to show you how to type absolute value on your calculator. In case you're ever in a bind and want to just make sure you have the answer correct. All you do is you start by finding the button that says Math under Alpha. So I'm going to write that first. Math. So I'm going to click that. Math. Okay. Arrow over to number. So Math. And then we use the arrow key. So I'm going to draw that. Arrow over to number. And then you just press enter. Just 3 buttons. Math, number, enter. So here's where it says number. I arrowed over. I hit enter. Absolute value. And there you go. So everybody try that. Make sure that you can type in that 3 minus -2, for example. Make sure it gives you 5, positive 5. So I'll type it for you here. 3 minus -2. And you'll see an arrow still there because it's wanting you to type more things. It's okay. That's all we're putting. Enter. You should get positive 5. Give me thumbs up when you got that. Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, you got it. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Good, good. Is anybody having any trouble with it? Yes.
I'm not doing one.
Okay.
Can you type the whole equation in here, or will you have to, sometimes read?
So that's a great question. Let me try. Can you type the whole thing in? Like once I have my -2 plugged in,
Yeah.
let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna do math, number, enter. So here's my absolute value. I'm gonna have to arrow away from it. Let's see. 3 minus -2. I don't know if I can put it. Okay, here's what I'll have to do. I'll have to type in the 2 first, then math, absolute value, 3 minus -2, arrow out of that, plus math, absolute value of -2. Okay, so here's the whole problem we just worked out on paper. Let's see if it works. It does.
That's great.
So, if you get real good at typing it in your calculator, you don't even have to do any math. But it's always a good idea to make sure you know that it's right because you type one little thing wrong, your whole answer's wrong. So sometimes it helps to be going through the steps and making sure you understand it. But if you're very confident in your calculator skills, you can do all of this on a calculator. I do encourage you guys to learn how to do it on a calculator too, though,
The
because
first one works, but you have
Yeah.
to type in the 10 minus and then go to math and put in that.
yes. So that's the thing is you can't type that absolute value until it is where it needs to be, if that makes sense. This is a really good thing to be learning though, because for example, like whenever I had to take my math test to become your math teacher, one of the things they didn't allow me to have is scrap paper. Yeah, which is crazy. Crazy. It
You're
was
not allowed to try to work this out.
no. But I was allowed to have a graphing calculator. And so because I know how to type things in, I got a really good grade just because I know how to use a calculator. I didn't know how to do all of the math things. If I'm being honest, I didn't. If I didn't have my calculator, I don't think I would have passed it. But if you know how to use your calculator, these skills will help you in a lot
Learn
of
how to
things.
use
Yes.
calculator.
Learn how to use it. So,
Calculator seminar one day.
yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and move down to the next section, and we will practice some of these calculator skills with each of these. So I'm going to go down here, and it says evaluate each expression if x equals -1, y equals 2, and z equals -3. So I'm gonna do some colors to help me. I'll make x equals. Hi, Lewis.
Hey, morning.
Good morning. Good morning. We are starting on some guided notes. If you want to grab a copy from that table there.
Yeah.
That's what we're working on. So I'm gonna make my x green. Make my y pink. And I'll make Z like purple. Alright. Alright. Okay, so the first problem I have here, the first expression, says 10 minus the absolute value of 5z plus 3. And I want us to practice saying that. I want to make sure we know how to say absolute value. So, everybody just repeat after me. 10 minus
10 minus
the absolute value
the absolute value
of 5z
of 5c
plus 3.
plus
Good. So we're saying the absolute value of, and then that whole expression there, 5 plus 3. That's what we're doing. So first of all, step 1 says substitute the value for the variable. So what value will I be using here? -3. We have z. Z is -3. So I'm going to highlight that. And to keep track of it, I'm going to write -3 above it. So I don't forget. Now, if you wanted to, I guess we could type it in our calculator from here, but let's do it by hand first.
No, it's on the wrong side.
We'll do it by hand first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this expression, but with my -3 put in there. So what am I writing at this next step?
So 10
Mm-hmm.
minus the bracket and 5.
What's that called?
This is the number.
Absolute value.
Absolute value. Good, good. And then 5.
Parentheses, -3
Good. Parentheses, -3
plus 3.
plus 3.
And then the other absolute value.
Yes,
bar.
the other absolute value bar. So here we are. 10 minus the absolute value of 5 times -3 plus 3. Once we've got that, what should I do next?
So do we work what's inside of the bar first?
Yes, we do. Perfect. So what's inside of the bar?
5 times -3.
Uh-huh. So what's 5 times -3?
-3 is -15.
Yes. 5 times -3 is -15. Now, at each step, we want to stay organized. So I'm going to cross out 5 times -3, and I'm going to write -15. What comes down?
The +3.
Good. My +3 comes down.
Still put your bars.
Still put your bars. What else comes down?
Positive 10, negative.
10 minus.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 10 minus the absolute value of -15 plus 3.
So we gotta finish what's inside
Yes, we do.
the bars.
So what's left inside the bars?
-15 plus 3.
Okay, so let's find -15 plus 3.
-12.
-12. So I'm going to cross out -15 plus 3. I'm going to write -12.
Mm-hmm.
What comes down?
10 minus.
10 minus, what else?
Then subtracted by -12.
Something else is missing on the -12.
Your absolute value bar.
Absolute value bars. Good, so absolute value. 10 minus the absolute value of -12.
Okay.
Because we haven't found the absolute value of -12 yet, so we need to keep the bars.
Okay.
Now what?
The absolute value of -12 is positive 12.
Yes, the absolute value of -12 is positive 12. So I bring that down.
Now you can do the math.
And now what else comes down?
10.
Negative.
10 minus. That's all right. So I got 10 minus 12
Guess what?
is -2. Yes, that's our answer.
10 minus.
-2.
Yeah, I didn't do all that. I
Hey, and you know what? There is a fast way to do this. I'm gonna say this is gonna really help.
the only thing I did was the first one you wrote, and then the 10 minus 12, and then I got it.
Perfect. So the thing about this is if you don't write every single tiny little step, I'm not going to take points off your work. But being able to do this and understand how we're getting to each step is really helpful, I think. Obviously, everybody thinks differently. Everybody does their math a little bit differently. As long as you understand what you're writing, I'm happy with it. So just for funsies, let's do it on the calculator too. So I'm going to go back up to the next or the second step where I have my Z -3 plugged in. And this is how I would type this. 10 minus absolute values next. So I'm going to go to my math button. Arrow over to number. There's number 1. It says absolute value. Enter.
10 minus.
Once you get your bars, we'll type what's inside the bars. 5, parenthesis, -3, parenthesis, +3. Let's see if it works.
Oh, that's fine.
I should get -2. Enter. Look at that.
Bam.
It works. It works. We can do it.
+3.
Everybody able to do that? Give it a try. See if you can type that into your calculator. It's a good skill to have. I'm going to run through that one more time. I'm typing in 10 minus the absolute value. So again, we go to math, arrow over to number. Absolute value is the first option. I'll enter. There's my bars. 10 minus 5 times -3. So 5, parenthesis, -3, parenthesis, +3. Enter. There we
That a
go.
15 or 5?
It's a 5 inside absolute value bars.
You did 20.
There we go. Pause that while you guys try that out. And let me know if you have any questions about it. Or if you're not able to get the answer.
Parentheses.
Yes.
I do, but it's about the next one.
It's about the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus
Well,
three.
it's
Plus
three.
We got it.
Yeah, plus three.
I got a positive.
It's not like when I put +6 in the calculator after the absolute value, it gives me an error. Because it's outside of the file. Mine do.
Can I see how you have it typed? Can you show me? Lisa, how do you have it typed in? Like you typed in math,
The -1, the bracket,
-1
take away 2,
minus y is 2.
you get the bracket, but then when you try to move it over to put +6, it gives you.
Oh, okay, alright.
So does yours look like this?
-2 C, -3.
No, so I would do that highlighted.
Yeah.
I can't get it. Can you bring me your calculator? Let me look at it.
Bro.
Let me see what it's doing.
Or I probably just did it wrong.
Oh, it's all right. Okay, so you have -1 minus 2. Oh, so all you have to do is arrow like that, +6, enter. There you go. It worked. I don't know what happened. That's all right. Okay, do we have any other questions about this 10 minus absolute value question? Or are we ready to try the next one? Are we ready? Okay.
When you are.
Okay, so next one, we have the absolute value of x minus y plus 6. So, first of all, what is my x? What is my y?
X is negative, and Y is 2.
Good. X is -1, y is 2. So, first, let's put those in. So, I'm going to write my absolute value bars. And I'm going to plug in -1 minus y is 2. And then my absolute value plus 6. Okay. Okay. So, why don't we type this in our calculator? Let's see if we can just get an answer. We can? Okay, let's try. So here's what I'm typing. I go to math, absolute value. And we're typing -1 minus 2. Now don't forget to arrow out of the absolute value bars to put the +6. Arrow over, now +6. Enter. I got 9. You guys getting the same thing?
Yeah,
Good.
I figured out, we got that arrow, we throw outside of the bracket like you just said.
Yes, I know.
Oh, the
It's
last one we gotta do it like 2 or 3 times.
right.
So they got me. I'm like, what's going on?
It'll get you. Okay, so I got 9 when I typed that in.
Yeah. And then 6.
Make sure everybody gets a chance to type that in, and then we'll work it out by hand and make sure it's right.
Yep.
You got it? Good deal. Okay. Does anybody need more time to type it? Okay, so how about now, if I want to make sure my calculator did it right, what would I do first on paper?
Do what's inside the absolute value first.
Yes. So what is inside the absolute value?
-1 minus 2.
Okay, -1 minus 2. What is that?
-3.
-3. Good. So -1 take away 2 gives us -3. What comes down? My bars. What else comes down? +6. Now what?
Absolute value of -3 is positive.
It's
three.
positive.
Yes, absolute value of -3 is +3 plus 6.
Equals 9.
3 plus 6 equals 9. Our calculator was right. And we know how to do it. That's good. Good, good, good. All right. Not bad at all.
Question.
All right. Can we do one more before we go to break? Let's do one more. Let's look at this one down here. I'm using all 3 variables in this last one. I've got the absolute value of -2y plus x, and then outside of that I have plus z. What would I do here?
Simplify it by doing your absolute value bar.
Okay.
-2 times 2.
Yeah. My
Plus
y
-1.
is 2 plus -1 is my x. Good. So I'm actually real quick. You may have already done it. I'm gonna plug my numbers in first. Then I'll do exactly what she said. So y is 2. So -2 times y. 2 x is -1. Now, before we write plus z, what comes right after -1?
Your variable.
Absolute value bars. Don't forget those. Okay, now plus z, and z is -3. Good. Okay. Everything's plugged in now. Charles, tell me again what you say we were going to do here.
Take your -2, multiply it by 2,
Good. And that gives me
-4.
perfect. -2 times +2 is -4.
Plus your -1.
Okay, plus -1. We'll bring that down.
You still need to do your absolute value bars. Let's see.
So I'll bring down my absolute value bars as well. What else comes down?
Plus the -3.
Good. Plus the -3. Okay. What could I do next?
Simplify it by making your -4, your -1, -5.
Yes. -4 plus -1 is -5.
Plus your bars.
Put my bars
5,
down.
-5.
Yes.
Then add -3 again.
Plus -3. Perfect.
Your price will be positive.
Absolute value of -5 is -5. So done with the bars. Plus -3.
Yeah, positive 2.
And 5 plus -3 should be +2. Good. Good. Okay. How's that feeling, you guys? Good. Yay. Makes me happy. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. It is 10:23. I like to give you guys a break. Let's see. I want to do 15 minutes, so I'm gonna pretend it's 25. 25 plus 15. Mental math, guys.
Be 40, right?
Yes, you're right. 40. Okay, we're gonna take a break. Come back at 10:40, and we will finish these guided notes. It is wonderful if you're feeling good about this, but know that there is a second step. We're gonna go to equations next.
Oh shit.
Don't worry, it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
get much harder. You guys, if you feel good about this, you'll do great on the next side.
Oh,
Take a break. I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, we are back from our break. And before the break, we learned about absolute value. It's that distance so a number is away from zero on a number line, always positive. And we've solved a few expressions. Now we're going to look at this last one here. So step one, substitute the values for the variables. What am I plugging in here on this last problem?
-3, -1, and 2.
Good. -3 for z, -1 for x, and then 2 for y. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this expression, but instead of z, x, and y, we're going to use those numbers, those values. So let's see. And writing, if I can get that to not be blurry. There we go. Okay, first, 3. After 3, I have an absolute value bar. What do I write next? Good. -3 minus -1. What's after -1?
The absolute value bar.
There's another absolute value bar. Good.
Addition sign,
Now plus sign.
and absolute value bar again.
Good. Absolute value again.
2 minus parentheses, 2.
Good. 2 minus, instead of y, 2.
Okay.
Then your bar again.
Yes, and then one more absolute value bar. So you need to have 2 absolute value bars to show a set of items that we're finding the absolute value of. So really what's happening here is we have 3 times the absolute value of whatever -3 minus -1 is, plus the absolute value of whatever 2 minus 2 is. So I'll give everybody a second to get that written down. Now, this step, once you have your numbers plugged in, this is where you could type it into your calculator. But let's do it by hand first. So, once my values are plugged in, step 1 is done. Where do I go from here?
Your absolute bar, the 3, the bar sign, then -2.
Oh, -3 minus -1, that's -2.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so -3, take away -1, that is -2. So I'm going to cross that out, and I'm going to write -2. And then you said, Charles, bring down the 3
Yeah.
absolute value bars.
Then add
-2. Good.
absolute value bar again.
Mm-hmm.
Then the 2 minus 2 is 4.
2 minus 2. Double check that.
That's
That's 0.
That's 0. If it was 2 plus 2, it'd be 4. But 2 minus 2, that's going to give us 0. And I will bring down my other absolute value bar. So now at my next step here, I have 3 times the absolute value of -2 plus the absolute value of 0.
That's where I messed up. I made it 2 minus -2.
I get you.
I didn't.
All right, we got it now then. So what should I do next?
Take the 3, bring it down again,
Yes.
and your absolute value -2 is +2, right?
Good. Yes. The absolute value. We want to get rid of those bars now. So the absolute value of -2 is +2. And we'll bring down 3.
Subtract it out.
Our bars, our absolute value bars, turn into what? Multiplication.
Oh,
This
okay.
is 3 times the absolute value of -2. So I'm going to put that in parentheses because now I have a multiplication problem. What else comes down? You could bring down +0. What is the absolute value of 0? It's going to be 0. So at this step, you could bring down +0. Or you could cross it out because 0, when you add 0 to something, it doesn't change the answer. I'm just going to cross that out. All that's left is 3 times 2, right?
6.
3 times 2 is 6. All right. That's our answer. Okay, so let's see if we can do that on the calculator too. So, first, I have 3. Then I have absolute value bars. So, math, number, absolute value. Now, inside here, I'm typing -3 minus -1. -3. Okay. Minus -1. What do I do next?
Arrow out, put +1.
Arrow out,
Or
plus.
plus and then put your absolute value.
Yeah, we got more absolute value bars. So math, number, absolute value. And inside of that, I have 2 minus 2. Arrow out, and I'll hit enter. And sure enough, we got the right answer, 6. It works. Nice. Nice. Okay. Okay, that's the first page of our guided notes today, you guys. How do we feel about that? Does it feel like we're following it? Is it making sense?
It feels like Monday.
Feels like Monday. I feel that. It feels like Monday. I understand. Okay. So we're going to use this concept that we just learned about with absolute value. And if everybody's done writing this down, can I flip to the next page? Okay, I'm going to flip my page over. We just did absolute value expressions, meaning we weren't solving for a variable. They gave us values, we plugged them in. Those were expressions, but now we're looking at equations. This time I don't know what x is. I have to find x. So here's how we do that. I'm going to walk you through one first. There's 3 steps. They're already written down for you. And it says, step 1, isolate. What does isolate mean?
Get it by itself.
Get it by itself. If you're going to forget what isolate means, write it down. Isolate the absolute value expression. That means get the absolute value by itself. Get absolute value by itself. Step 2, create 2 equations. One set for the positive value and one set for the negative value. I'll show you what that means in a minute here. Then we solve both of the equations and graph the solutions. Don't let the graph scare you. We're just doing a number line. We're not doing a whole graph yet. We're just looking at x values. So you'll notice our graph is just an x-axis. We're not doing x and y, so we're starting simple. So I'm going to look at this first example. I have the absolute value of x minus 5 minus 3 equals 7.
So are we still plugging in the x?
We don't know x. Now we're not going to plug anything in. We're going to find x. We're doing a new method. So those were different problems. Now we're starting with something a little different.
Okay.
What'd you say?
So absolute value of -5 is 5.
if I knew what if x was 0, I could do that. But I don't know what x is. So the first thing we're going to do is just get the absolute value by itself. So watch what I do. I'm going to show you first and guide you through. First, I'm going to draw a line through my equal sign. Keep me organized.
Okay.
And what do I have inside my absolute value expression? Just x minus 5. So that means this, the x minus 5, is what I want to get by itself. So what do I need to get rid of in my equation so that it can be by itself?
-3.
-3. How do I get rid of?
Yeah.
Add 3 sides.
Add 3 to both sides. So let's do that.
Oh.
Here we go back to
Okay.
level 1.
Yup.
There
There we go. Okay, so we added 3 to both sides. What happens to my minus 3?
Cancel
They
it.
cancel. And what am I bringing down?
10.
Yep, 7 plus 3 is 10. Bring down my equal sign.
Take it away from this.
Now you get it by itself.
Now I've got it by itself. Let's bring it down. Absolute value of x minus 5.
Okay, put a line all the way through.
You know it gives you a number if you put that in the calculator?
It
One.
gives you a number.
Wait a minute. Is that a
It
one?
does.
Interesting.
Would you like to know what x minus 5 in there means?
Okay, one.
I'm intrigued to see what that number is. After we finish solving this, tell me if you get the same thing. I'm intrigued.
5. Hey.
Hey.
Are we gonna do a positive 5?
Hey. Say it again.
Are we gonna do a positive 5?
Not yet. Not yet. You might think. Because this is what we got to do next.
Okay.
Next, our absolute value expression is by itself. So now we create 2 equations. Okay? One for the positive value and one for the negative value. Now, here's how we do that. My first equation, we're not going to change this, but we're going to get rid of the absolute value bars. So here's my positive equation. I'm going to write it over here. I'm going to write x minus 5 equals 10. That's one equation. My other equation, the negative one, I'm going to write x minus 5 again equals, we're going to change that to negative 10. I'll explain why here in a minute. For now, just follow.
Okay.
For now, just follow. So we're changing the answer. Don't change anything on the absolute value side. We're changing the answer. One positive, one negative. So that was step 2. Step 3 says we solve both equations. And then we're going to graph the solutions. So let's look at the positive equation. X minus 5 equals 10. How do I solve this?
Add 5 to each side.
Add 5. Now we're doing that.
Then x equals 15.
X equals 15. So that's one of our answers.
Okay.
Okay. And
Positive 5.
how do I solve my other equation?
Add 5 to each side.
Same way. Add 5 to both sides.
X equals -5.
Good. This time give negative 10 plus 5, and that gives us a different number. X equals negative 5. Okay, so we're going to stop here for a minute. We got the absolute value by itself. We split into 2 equations. We solved both equations. Now, the very last thing is to graph the solutions. So this is going to be the hardest part of it, is figuring out which number goes first.
Oh, we divided.
We are not. We found our answers. We're done with the answers. All we have to do now is decide which number is smaller, 15 or negative 5. Negative 5. So that goes first. Remember, the negatives are smaller.
Oh,
They
we
come
divided.
first.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is put a little tick mark and shade a little circle in and write negative 5.
Okay.
And then my other answer was 15. I'm not gonna write any other numbers because that's gonna take a while and I don't wanna make it to scale. I'm just gonna put a second tick mark, fill in a circle, and put 15.
Okay, positive.
And you're done. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Voila.
That's it. That's it. Now I want to explain why we have to do this. And this is also a good way to check your answer. So over to the side, what we're going to do is show why 15 and -5 are both x values. Why do they both work? I should be able to plug these in and it should be true. So what I have is the absolute value of x minus 5. Oops. Absolute value of x minus 5 minus 3 equals 7. So we're going to check our answer. I just rewrote the equation. But now instead of x, we're going to put one of the numbers we found, 15. Let's start with that. So I'm no longer solving for x. Now I'm plugging in a number and I'm making sure that the answer is in fact 7 whenever I evaluate it. So ignoring the equals 7, what would I do first here?
Figure out.
Yeah, let's figure out what's in the absolute value. So what's
15 minus 5.
yes, 15 minus 5 is
10.
10.
10 minus 3.
Now absolute value. Luckily it's positive, so it's okay if that step got skipped, but it's good practice. So I just brought everything down. What next?
Minus 3.
Well, first, what is the
Absolute
absolute value
value
of 10? It's 10. Yeah, it's 10. Bring down minus 3 equals 7. What's 10 minus 3?
7.
It's 7. So it's correct. 15 is an x value. We know that that one works. Now let's make sure -5 works. And it should. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. But this time I won't plug in 15. I'll plug in -5, right? So -5 for x. Absolute value -5. What am I writing next? Minus 3, good, equals 7. So let's check this one. What do I do first? Yeah, -5 minus 5 is
0.
-5 plus 5 is 0. -5 minus 5 is
10.
-10. What comes down?
Get out the value bracket.
Absolute value brackets. 3, 7. Now what?
So that's the negative positive 10.
The absolute value of -10 is positive 10.
3.
Bring it down. -3 equals 7. What's 10 minus 3?
7.
7 equals 7. It works. I think that's kind of cool. Kind of cool. So that's why we're splitting it into the -10 and the positive 10. So that we make sure we get both of the x values that work. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try the next one. Question?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this next one
What?
goes.
Say it again.
I was gonna ask about the second one.
About the second one. Okay, we're almost there. Amber, what happened on your calculator?
Nothing. If you just put in, I mean, we were just talking about that. It's weird.
Yeah.
If you put in, do the absolute value thing and x minus 5, it gives you 2.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if maybe you have a value for x stored in your calculator.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Strange.
No telling.
No telling.
Can I see that over there, the green? Yeah.
This, yes.
Yeah, I'm interested in this 3 minus 2x.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'll look at that one next.
I would do it fine.
Can I scoot this over? Are you still writing it? Okay. All right. So let's look at this next one. 3 minus 2x in absolute value bars equals 7. So let's look at our 3 steps. Step 1 is to isolate or get it by itself, get that absolute value expression by itself. Now, when we say by itself, we just mean that it needs to be the only thing on one side of the equal sign.
Well, it already is.
It already is. So we don't have to do anything. We just go to step 2. So what should I do for step 2? Let's split it. So what am I writing?
Three minus two. Did you keep the x?
Yep, keep the x. 3 minus 2x equals 7. What else do I write?
For step 2, you do 3 minus 2x equals -7.
Yes. 3 minus 2x equals -7. We're changing the answer.
So you don't need your bars on this type of equation?
No, we don't need the bars. We don't need them when we're solving for x. So, once we have both of our equations written out, let's go back to the plus positive side and let's solve it. Let's draw a line. And we're trying to get x by itself. What do I need to get rid of over here first?
Back to?
It's 2x.
Yeah, 3.
3. We want to get rid of 3. Is this a positive 3 or a negative 3?
Positive.
It's a positive 3. How do I get rid of positive 3?
Minus 3.
Subtract 3. Minus 3 on both sides. Okay. What happens to my 3's?
Cancel.
They cancel. What comes down?
-2x.
Good. Negative 2x.
Yeah. The 7 minus 3 would be 4.
Good. Equals 4.
And we divide the -2 by
Yes.
itself, right?
Yes. Divide -2.
On both sides.
Both sides.
Damn right now.
And we get
5 on it?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oops,
Sorry.
You're okay. So what do we get?
-2.
-2. X is -2. Perfect. Okay, so I found one of my x values. Now what?
You gotta do the same thing for the other side.
Yeah, same thing for the other one. Now, luckily, once you've done your equation once, even though the answer is now -7 on my other equation, I'm still doing the same steps because that first half of the problem did not change. So if I started with -3 for my positive, what should I start for my negative?
And or would you still do negative?
We're going to still do negative. We're still doing the same thing. I have +3 right here I need to get rid of. Only way to do that is to subtract 3, just like we did here. -3. -3. What comes down?
-2x
Negative
-10.
equals -10
Divided by -2.
divided by -2. Get X equals 5. Okay, so we have both of our X values.
Do the line thing the same?
The line thing is the same, so which number comes first?
-2.
Good. -2, tick mark, put a circle, label it -2,
The 5.
and the 5, tick mark, color in your circle, label it +5. That's it.
Whenever you
Turn it off.
Whenever you do those graphs, do you have to put a line for 0 or no?
No, you do not
Okay.
have to put a line for 0. You
Easy.
can, but you don't have to.
So,
You're fine.
That was the bad song. I'm not mad at it.
I love it.
That's a great song.
love it.
Okay, so there.
All the versions is.
That time we had 5 on.
Yeah, it's period.
Good.
All the remixes.
Oh man.
Takes you back, don't it?
Yeah, back to the days.
Hey,
Back in. Even though I was almost born in the 2000s. It's fine. It really takes me back to the womb.
Yeah, back to the womb. Gosh. Okay. All right. We all got that one written down?
See.
Okay. Let's look at this one here. This one looks a little funky,
Yeah,
but we can do it.
Longer
We
version.
can do it.
some stack.
Just keep it organized. Follow your steps. I'm going to draw a line through my equal sign. Step 1. What is the first thing I need to do?
You add 5.
Yeah.
We would add 5. We're trying to get the absolute value expression by itself. That's everything in the bars.
Would you distribute on that one?
Good question. Not yet. Not yet. We don't want to distribute yet, because it could mess up our answer. First, let's get rid of that -5. We'll do +5.
Everything down right.
Break everything down. 2 times absolute value. 2, they're using G instead of X, but that's okay. 2G minus 3 absolute value equals
6.
good 26. Okay. Now, we know that if we have absolute value bars and a number right outside of it, that means that we're eventually multiplying 2 times all of that. But if I were to distribute this 2, that could mess my answer up. We want to be really careful. We don't want to put things more inside the absolute value. We want to get rid of them. So if we know that this means we're multiplying by 2, how would I get rid of it? What's the opposite of that? Divide. We're going to divide both sides by 2 to get rid of that 2, okay? So I'm going to draw a line on both sides. And if it helps to write the division symbol, do that. Divide by 2. And that will cancel the 2. And what comes down?
2G minus 3.
Mm-hmm.
For brackets.
In absolute value bars. Good.
Yeah.
Equals 13. Good.
That's cool how you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
So now what?
Subtract.
Add and subtract. We're done with step 1. Our absolute value is all by itself.
Yeah.
So now we do the split. And what will I write for my first equation?
2G minus 3 equals 13.
2G minus 3 equals 13. About from the other one.
2G minus 3 equals negative 13.
Yes, 2G minus 3 equals negative 13. Now let's solve these. Go back to my positive one.
Add 3.
Yep, let's add 3. We get
2G equals 16.
perfect. 2G equals 16.
Divided by 2 on both sides.
Yes, divided by 2 on both sides.
2G, or G equals 8.
G equals 8. That's one answer. That G up with a 9. It's a G. So now that I've gotten one of my answers, what should I do next? Do the other one.
Same thing.
Okay, so same thing. What do I do now?
Add 3.
Add 3 on both sides.
Smart class.
Yes, that's what we're working right now. What comes in?
2G equals negative 10.
Good. 2G equals negative 10.
Equals negative.
And good. Divide by 2. P is negative 5.
35.
Perfect. So there's our answers. And for the last step, when I graph this, which number comes first?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. Good. So put a tick mark, color a little circle in on that tick mark. Negative 5 is the label. Just put 8 beside it. Good. Perfect. Perfect. So, that's our third equation. And the very last one that we'll look at next is actually a special case, so don't start solving it.
I was gonna say, it looks like it's ready to just do the plus.
You would
minus.
think. It looks like it's ready, but this is something that can happen sometimes that I want to make sure that you've at least been introduced to. I'm not going to give you one like this on a quiz because I won't.
They suck.
They suck.
No.
I mean, they're kind of nice if you know the trick, but it's points that you may miss if you forget this one little thing. Before I talk about the last one, does anybody still need to see this third one here? Or do we have any questions about that one? We ready? Okay. So, one thing I want you to notice about all three of these problems is that the original problems start with something in absolute value equal to a positive number. Positive number. 3 minus 2x absolute value of that is equal to positive 7. This one down here, after we got the absolute value by itself, it's equal to a positive number, positive 13. Absolute value is always positive. But on this last problem, I have the absolute value of p plus 6 equals a negative number. Absolute value is always positive. I could plug in any number in the world for p. No matter what number I put here, my answer is never going to be negative. Ever. Let's say I put negative 1 in for p. Negative 1 plus 6 gives me 5. The absolute value of 5 is positive 5. That's not negative 5. I could do negative 11 for p. plus 6. That gives me the absolute value of negative 5. But the absolute value of negative 5 is positive 5. It's not negative 5. This is what we're going to write here. The absolute value of any expression. So, yeah.
That's one of them questions to make sure you was wrong.
Yes. Is always positive. So, this is impossible. That's what we'll write.
Issue.
Can't be solved.
Uh-huh. This is a trick one. We would write for this problem no real solution. No real solution. We can't do it. It can't be done. And it's because this is negative after the equal sign. It's a good thing to have written on this little guided note page,
Yeah.
just in case. You never know. Okay.
That'd been a good bonus question.
It could be. You never know. You never know what I'll give you. So, here is what we will do now. I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to give you one of these to try on your own, 2 of them to try on your own. And while you're trying these on your own, I'm going to make an exit ticket, okay? And we'll go over those 2, make sure we got it, address any questions. And then I will have an exit ticket ready for you and you'll be free to go. So I'm going to leave this up and I'll put it to where you can see that. And let me get some problems for you. Give me about a minute here and I'll give you a couple. I want you to try these on your own. Try these 2 on your own. While you are working on those, I'm going to make that exit ticket and I'll run copies of it. Whenever I get that done, I'll probably set a little timer here for you guys to work on this and then we'll go over it together. So you've had some time to do this on your own. Number 1, who wants to guide me through it? Who can do it? Anybody?
You minus 6.
Okay. Minus.
Right. Yeah, you split them up in.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and split this up into 2 problems. Why are you splitting it up from the get-go? You're correct. How do we know that we can split it right away?
Because there's no numbers on the outside.
Yeah, there's no numbers on the outside of our absolute value. It's already isolated. So I'm going to go ahead and split into the 2 problems. 6 plus 3x equals 21. What other problem do I write?
6 plus 3x equals -21.
Good. 6 plus 3x equals negative 21. It's the answer that changes. Okay, so I have my 2 problems. What do I do now?
Subtract 6.
Good. Subtract both sides. Both sides. So minus 6. Minus 6. And now what?
3x equals 15.
3x equals 15.
Divided by 3.
Good. Divide both by 3. And you get 5. X equals 5. Good. Good. What do I do now?
Subtract by 6.
Good. Subtract 6 again on that second equation. Both sides. What comes down?
3x equals -27.
Good. 3x equals -27.
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3.
And x equals -9.
Yes. X equals -9. So we actually didn't get decimals for number 1. X is 5 and X is -9. So if you didn't do this, go ahead and draw this somewhere now. We want to practice the graphing too. Which number comes first? -9. Good. The negative number is always going to be smaller if the other one's positive. Put 5. That is number 1. Very good. How do we do on that one? You good? Good.
Very
Good.
Very
Okay, are we ready for number 2? Let's do it. Number 2. I'll just rewrite it. 3 absolute value 5x minus 2 absolute value equals 30. Okay, what do I need to do here?
Divide it all by 3.
Yes, we need to get rid of this 3. My absolute value is not by itself yet. So let's divide by 3 to get rid of that 3. Both sides. Okay. What happens?
Your 3's cancel out.
Good. My 3's cancel out.
You get
Either
bracket
Go ahead.
equations equals 10
Yes. we
plus
have-
10, and then you get -10.
I'll bring down my absolute value. 5x minus 2 equals 10. And now you're right, Lewis. Now we have our absolute value all by itself. We'll split into the positive 10 and the negative 10 for the next step. So let me do that. And what am I writing for my positive 10 equation?
Same there that you got.
With the bars?
No.
No, you don't need the bars. Good. 5x minus 2 equals positive 10. And
5x minus 2 equals -10.
good. 5x minus 2 equals negative 10. Okay. Where do I go from here?
Yeah, 2 to each side.
Add 2 to each side. We will get decimals for these. Gets us 5x equals 12.
Divide by 5.
5 by 5, and we get x equals
2.4.
good. X equals 2.4. Okay. Same thing on the other equation. What will my first step be here?
Add 2.
Add 2 on both sides. Bring down 5x equals
-8.
-8.
Divide by 5.
5 by 5.
X equals -1.6.
X equals -1.6. Very good.
Yep.
And for my graph, which number comes first?
-1.6.
-1.6. 2 points forward second. That's it. How'd we do on that one?
Good.
Good? Good? Okay. Okay, guys. I have an exit ticket for you. It is up at the front of the room on the wooden table whenever you're ready. I will show that exit ticket on the screen for day 17. This is due Friday. You are just going to solve this absolute value equation for both x values. And then I gave you a line to graph your answers. You will not get decimals. You should get whole numbers for this exit ticket. That's your hint. So that is it. I'm gonna work on getting the answers
got it.
official on this.
It's done.
Oh, yeah, we already did ours.
Done.
Yeah. Okay, once you finish this, you are free to go.
Smoked it.